Welcome back, Rad fans. The wind is cold today, but we have to get to work. Today I will be spooging on the battery tray, checking for spiders, showing you how to steal gas, and seeing if she'll start. Alright, now that I've got the battery charged up, it's time to put it back in, but as you can see, there's a lot of rust around the battery holder, and I want to take care of that before we put the battery back. And the way we're going to fix that is with rust dissolver. I've used this stuff before and it works pretty darn good. This rust dissolver stuff is basically the same thing as navel jelly. It's just phosphoric acid in a gel form, but it's just really convenient that it comes in this spray bottle. Now we just let that sit and wait. While I'm waiting on the rust dissolver to do its magic, I think I'm going to try and fix this little star in the windshield here. I'm using one of these Rain-X windshield repair kits. Position this thing just like that. That looks decent. After checking inside, I'm going to slide it over just a little bit more. Screw this little cylinder tube thingy in. Eyeballing the alignment. Put the goop in. And screw in the plunger. And that pushes all that goop into the cracks. And we're supposed to let it sit for a few minutes. I'm going to cover it with this t-shirt while it sits because it's not supposed to sit in direct sunlight until you're ready for it to cure. Alright, so now we're supposed to back the plunger out just a little bit and then finish pushing it all the way in. Back the plunger all the way out. So now we need to get this thing off, and it's probably going to drip. So that's why I have the rag right here. Now we take one of these strips and apply some more of the glue to it. And we make sure it completely covers all those cracks. And I'm going to smooth it out the best I can. Make sure there's no air bubbles in there. All right, we come back in 10 minutes. All right, it's been about 12 minutes, so let's check and see how it is. Looks like it's set up. Yeah, it feels like it dried. You can see that it still has like some cracks here and there, but overall it looks better. Now we're supposed to come in and scrape up the excess with an razor blade. This is kind of satisfying. Well, I don't really know if that's much of an improvement. I guess at least it's been filled in with that glue material. You can definitely tell it filled it in because you can actually see this puddle of glue right here. It does look a little bit better from the inside, so that's good. All right, the rust dissolver has been doing its thing for about 40 minutes now, and you can see where it's bubbling up. If you stir it around a little bit, you can see that it's loosening up all this rust. All right, I'm going to pressure wash this thing and see how it turns out. I'm going to move the camera while I do that. All right, as you can see, it looks a lot better now. There's still a little bit of rust here and there, but I don't really care that much. Now it's time to cover it with some Rust-Oleum. Now this doesn't really do much to help me get the car running, but it still makes me feel better. While the paint is drying, I'm going to take care of some other things to get the car ready to start, starting with the gas tank. The wind completely blew out the audio in this portion of the video, so I'm going to have to voice over all of this stuff. I apologize if it seems a bit wonky. Another quirky thing about this car is its exposed locking gas cap. When it's locked, it actually just spins and spins and spins. You have to unlock it, and then you can unscrew it. Yeah, smell that nasty old gas. So now I'm going to siphon out any of that old gas that's left in the tank. Alright, that should do it. Now seafoam smells great. Let's pour that goodness in there and fill up the gas tank with fresh gas. Now if you haven't seen my video on how to modify a gas can so it's actually functional, check that out. You'll be glad you did. Alright, since the gas has been marinating overnight, it's time to put the battery back in. But I've noticed an issue with one of the battery cables. This stud has pulled out of the connector, and I think that might be causing some problems because even though it's been a couple years, I remember there being issues with the ABS system not running in the car. And it looks like this cable right here goes to the ABS system. So let's try to get this stud back in there. First thing I'm going to do is remove these cables from the stud because I think what happened is that someone actually tightened it down too much and it pulled the stud out of the connector. It seems like it's going to be a tight fit, so that's a good thing. Let's stack these blocks of wood up so I have something to put it on as I'm tapping it in. Tappy tap. Well, that didn't go very good. It is incredibly loose in there. Well, it looks like I need to find some sort of way to pinch this down on it. All right, I'm gonna just try to squeeze as hard as I can and see what happens. Oh, well, it's a little tighter in there. I don't know. I'll put the battery on it and clean this stud up and see if it shows any voltage to it. If it does, we're in business. So in goes the battery. Get in there, heifer. All right, connect up the negative, connect up the positive. All right, let's see if there's any joists. Battery's got joists. Does this terminal have joists? Oh yeah, a little bit. It's got a little bit of voltage drop to it, but hopefully it'll work. It's time to try it out. Now, since this battery is a little on the weak side, I went ahead and hooked up the battery charger to it just to give it a little help while I'm cranking. So while the battery's topping off, I'm gonna check the fluids. Amazingly, that oil looks great. It still needs to be changed though, but it looks good for a test run. Uh-oh, the coolant reservoir is bone dry. Lug a lug lug. It's just a tad overfilled, no big deal. Hey, look at that. Dome light's on. The clock. Is it right? That's kind of funny. Oh, that noise is hideous. Yay, it stopped. I don't hear the fuel pump. That's a bit worrisome. Let me try something. Squirt, 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 squirt. Oh, damn it. All right, let's give it a try now. Oh, pippity pop. Well, she coughed. Almost. Well, she's not getting fuel for some reason. So I have a suspicion that the fuel pump might be seized up from just sitting for so long. So just to give it a quick test, I'm actually going to hook up this small battery to it and just see if it runs. All right, so this looks to be the negative, and the positive is over here. We have sparks. I can kind of hear it clicking, but it's not actually running. So yeah, I'm thinking this thing is dead. I want to check to see if voltage is even getting to the pump itself. So what I'm going to do is just hook up one of these wires to the positive terminal so that I can check it with the meter while I'm cranking. All right, I got the test lead hooked up to the connection on the pump. Let's crank it and see if we get voltage. Wow, that voltage is really weak back there. I might have to redo the wiring to that fuel pump too, but at least we know it's getting voltage. Thinking about it after the fact, I think that was just the voltage drop being measured across that seized up pump. I'll measure it again later with the pump completely removed from the circuit. It's unfortunate that we didn't get it running this time, but it's looking promising. I'm gonna order a new fuel pump and then see how it goes after that. Thanks for watching, and if you want to keep up on the project, please subscribe.